Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to a random FIFA 14 Ultimate Team video. Now what you see before you is a very nice looking silver team that I was hoping to play against, but the EA servers froze on the screen here. I demonstrate the fact that I'm still connected to Xbox Live. There's no issue at my end, and me and my opponent are both waiting patiently. The guy was German, and I've got to agree with what he says here. Fuck EA. Also, I, Dylan28, and my friends list, stop hanging out in a fucking strip club all the time in GTA 5, you horny bastards. But yeah, this is a brief video to get across my dissatisfaction to what I consider a backward step from EA. Personally, this was a bug I encountered a fair bit back in FIFA 12. I never encountered it in FIFA 13, so for it to come up again in FIFA 14 is massively disappointing to me. You can see I'm still connected. My opponent had just sent me a message telling me to quit. This was a random online match, and he clearly wasn't aware of this one fact. Both players will technically lose. It doesn't matter who quits first and who goes to the dashboard or whatever. Both players will get the loss, and I've got to explain this to him. I then messaged Idon28, calling him a horny bastard, still hanging out in a strip club while furiously masturbating. I don't think he's aware that I can see that GTA 5 tells me when he's in the strip club, so when he questions me about it, I just call him out for fucking being a wee pervy fucker. Back to my opponent now. I tell him that I'll dashboard, but he must tell me whether EA give him the win or loss so people know what's happening. I then dashboard, I load up the game again, and he informs me that EA gave him the loss as well. So we get the response saying defeat, that confirms it. This glitch is worse than when it was in FIFA 12. Back then, whoever went to the dashboard first lost the game, so it was basically a waiting game to see who could wait longer to get an auto win. But this time around, EA fucks both you and your opponent over at the same time. I sent him my ranty little response to EA and what I think of them, and it's the damn truth as we all know it, because this fucking year they released a game when it was massively flawed, with OP finish shots being one of the big issues as well as headers being overpowered as well. They wouldn't have patched it had it not been broken, yet they went ahead and released the game anyway, knowing of this fucking issue. Next up, Pienaar is so cool that he doesn't look where he's shooting. Look away different ball after some bizarre glitchy footwork to set himself up for a stunning strike. Pick it out. Okay, that's a random fucking goal from Pienaar, but I just had to throw it in there as a little intermission thing. But now we go into what I've done in Ultimate Team here. I'm struggling to enjoy Ultimate Team this year, but this is something I did before, like a week or two ago. I basically bought a bunch of packs randomly to see if I can make something good from it. Either I'm going to get something great that I can sell on, or maybe I can make a good team from it, for a little random, it's a little random Pac-Man challenge or whatever. So as you can see, I got some good decent players here. So I've made actually a very strong team in terms of chemistry, lots of BPL players, which helps with the chemistry, and a BPL manager as well. These are the best players I had available and on the bench. The other players you don't see that I got in packs are just non-rare 75s, so self or discard value. The aim of this was to try and win the Gold Cup with this pack squad, and I played this interesting looking squad in my opening game. Things start well enough when Walcott crosses for Welbeck, header is saved but he heads in the rebound. Half time came, I was well on top as the stats show. By the second half my opponent grabs a late equaliser. I wasn't allowed to clear it from the corner and it scrambled into the back of the net. This game eventually goes to penalty kicks, which I hate, and I lose on penalties. Well, bugger that, let's try that again. We re-enter the Gold Cup, but I put Altidore up front as striker this time. He's probably going to benefit more from the crosses by Walcott and the Ox. My opponent in the first round is this 4-3-3 side, with the OP Coney as striker. Walcott opens to score when he battled to score, and finally did it the fourth attempt. This was a really strange goal. I was fucking furious at each miss, and I was yelling, "Get in, you bastard!" when it eventually hit the back of the net. My opponent equalises when Lescott is far too weak, and Zogbia powers through him and smashes it into the far corner. We retake the lead after an hour when Big Altidore heads in a Huddleston corner, but my opponent equalises instantly as he just fucking, what the fuck, my defence stands completely still, and Zogbia sets up Sterling for a 1-yard diving header into an empty net. In the final minute, a brilliant passing sequence is finished off in style by Altidore, and that goal turns out to be the winner as we win our first game with this pack squad. Our next opponent has a BPL 4-3-1-2 side with Ox and Welbeck CMs. Very strange indeed. Walcott displays great dribbling to set up Welbeck for a sweaty goal after just 8 minutes gone to give us a perfect start. But things get even better when the Ox makes it 2-0 moments later. I shush my opponent because he was a complete twat, but he gets a bit angry and scores a quick goal himself to get himself back into the game. After half an hour, Cleverly shows great strength to go down the right hand side, and he swings on across to find Giroud, and it's suddenly 2-2, a blown 2-goal lead. But immediately from kick-off, Walcott volleys into the far corner to put us back into lead once more, and on half-time, Welbeck's pace puts him through to make it 4-2 before the break. Welbeck sets up Oxford to go, 77 minutes gone to make it 5-2 and effectively seal the victory, and as soon as full-time blows, my opponent may have rage quit as connection was lost with him. Into the semi-finals, we're against a fairly solid BPL side in a 3-4-1-2 formation with a strong Chelsea influence in it. Walcott smashes in a goal after just 12 minutes to give us a great start, and it's still the same score at half-time, in which we dominated as the stats show. At the start of the second half, Walcott is at it again, capitalising on space down the right hand side to eventually score. Welbeck makes it 3-0 and we're heading into the final at this rate at a comfortable rate. Even Huddleston gets in a score and he makes it 4-0 after 64 minutes, and right from the kick-off from this, we steal the ball back and Walcott gets a hat-trick to make it 5-0. Then Walcott scores yet again in a cheeky 69th minute. It was a great passing sequence from my team, and it ended off with a simple header but wonderful passing throughout that goddamn team. Sometimes the team played fantastically with the passing, and other times it played so frustratingly, but when it worked great. We're now into the final, and this is when my luck runs out. My opponent is rocking a superb 4-1-2-1-2 hybrid of PSG and La Liga with a random Falcao thrown in there just to make things tougher for me. I get the opening goal through a corner kick, the mighty forehead of Lescott putting us ahead. But that's one of the high points of the game really for me, as Lavezzi tapped in this rebound to equalise after half an hour. Welbeck puts us back in front after an hour, a scuffed shot going in off the post, and I thought, maybe, just maybe, I can sneak a victory here. But my opponent instantly responds. Falcao had hit the post, but Lucas scored the rebound somehow by shooting over my desperate sliding challenge. Usually those kind of shots would be blocked if people slide in front of you, but he didn't even chip it over me, he just kind of shot, and it automatically adjusted for my player sliding across. It was such a weird fucking goal to concede, because I usually see those fucking shots blocked all the goddamn time. Thiago Silva then powers a header in the 69th minute to make me fear the worst, and with less than 10 minutes left, Lucas is allowed to bomb down that right hand side. I couldn't stop him, I've tried hard to stop him, but the bastard just got away from me, just kept going. He crossed it into Cavani and he headed in. I was annoyed I wasn't allowed to foul Lucas to stop that attack, because I knew exactly what my opponent was planning, and yet I wasn't allowed to stop it. I knew he was going to run down the wing, because that's how fucking limited he was really. But let's look at his stats here. I mean, look at Walcott's stats. Undeniably the star performer of the show. And I'd highly recommend Walcott to anyone, not just for the pace, but the fact that he contributed so many goals as well as assists in such a short period of time. Absolutely amazing. He's fast as hell, which is also a big asset, but he's also very good at setting up goals, which is very important in this game, He's got great positioning, he's decent dribbling as well. There's better dribblers out there, you know what I mean, but Walcott is devastating this game, at least for me anyway. He was devastating in these games I've played. But that's been King Jad. Hope you enjoyed this random ass video. Peace out.